Hi, I'm Madhuri, and I currently work at Aampe. I have around 14 years of experience, very boring, long experience. But for me, this is one of the products that actually help me look at it more at a systemic and a scale level. And the scale of these products are generally at the rate. For example, if you do receive a notification today from customers, our customers are like Swiggy, Deezer, and even Waymo, you basically are privy to auto-generated copy notifications. And they're not generated like one at a time anymore. Now they're generated at scale. They generate like 100K copies, and they put it for 1 week, and they go on for evergreen. So that means that when Aampe deploys agents into the code base, they kind of say, if you have 1 million users you want to track, you can actually get 1 million agents to track you and send you notifications or any surface or customize them based on what you want. So this is why we have to focus on effectively making learning easy for many copy lines. So push notifications is only the first level of doing the work, but if we can actually scale this to email and your UI as well, like today, customers are able to see different types of UI. My UI could be different from another person's UI, and that is possible with companies like Aampe. So now they can tag a piece of copy on the top as saying as a greeting, a piece of copy in the middle as a value proposition, and towards the end as call to action. And you could do this at scale, and if your labels are not effective when you tag a certain copy, then the agents are not going to learn effectively. And you cannot manually go through each and every label, and especially this problem is worse when you start doing AI-generated content. Because imagine, right, this person is sitting there and they're just generating like 100K copy lines in like 1 hour, and nobody's actually manually reviewing them, unless until it goes to legal and somebody's actually saying, hey, this is something wrong with it. So I basically felt that when we introduced AI generation workflows in December, we didn't have a way for basically reviewing this whole process. So rapid prototyping meets vibe coding, thanks to Claude Code and all these wonderful tools. The designers at Aampe sit now and actually build out full-fledged prototypes which are tested by customers and customer success. This is a tool called LabelBuddy, which basically semantically validates if that piece of copy is matching the label that has been given. And at scale, at like 100K lines per scale. And most importantly, we don't know if this tool will be actually incorporated into the product later. Because sometimes you just have to take a bet and you have to figure out if it actually makes sense. Right? So we created a lightweight framework called apps.aampe.com, and all the tools that we have wanted to test or validate go into this bucket. And customers also use them today. So a lot of things are still in apps.aampe, and that's fine. Like, it doesn't have to graduate into a product. So the LabelBuddy team is basically 2 people and 2 minions, which are legit Claude. And the minions have to just do the work that we have been assigning them. We wrote a PRD and the usual process that you can go through to do it. And once we started actually figuring out how the end product kind of looked like this, very boring 5-step interface, but the iterations were done over a period of 1 week. You could just upload a CSV, and the source of truth is coming from the dashboard that we have, which we have generated. There's no additional sources of truth. There is no like customers uploading their own CSVs. It won't work. Once this CSV is actually being very dense, you can see there are multiple formula IDs, types, labels, and these are like very boring information. Nobody can actually go manually comb through this. And when you actually look at 100K copy lines, we need a system. And the system needed a semantic policy that the agents have to review. So we kind of went through each semantic strictness, a brand voice strictness, and even for legal policy as well. So once you break down all of this, you will get a system there. And once you define these policies, you can actually give it to the system, and they can go through valid review, invalid, and skip. And even when you say skip, it's okay. Like you don't have to actually review it. So this was a system that actually came during the AI analysis time. It passed through the things, did embeddings and element. Completely built in byte-coded platform. You don't actually have to build this in the platform. And once this was done, gave a very shitty interface that just said, hey, this is what you have to review. And then we can actually reduce the cost of Claude Code API as well. Because when people actually put their Claude API keys, it was quite expensive to run that level of semantic analysis. Once we saw the scope and summary, you can even at a chunk level, you can say upload all of these review copy lines, and you can take it further. As a result, it was just a simple report. You could send it in Slack to customers, and this actually saved a lot of time. For example, each customer success person was spending 40 hours per month doing for each customer. So this meant that they were doing like 20 customers and 4 hours each. That was quite expensive, and probably we spent $200 on Replit to build this whole application out. So this saved like a lot of time and money, and it still didn't go to engineering for actually getting the job done. So in my opinion, 3 sprints away when engineering says, hey, this is a problem statement we want to build, it actually is a good thing. It is now a product strategy. It allows you to like quickly put the whole product out, test it with real customers, and then take it further. So yeah, questions. I know it was a quick one, but I didn't want to